Living alone is not just a physical state. It's a mental and emotional journey that brings you closer to understanding who you truly are. In a world that is constantly noisy, demanding, and full of distractions, solitude can feel intimidating. But it is in this quiet, personal space that you begin to uncover the layers of your identity. You start to realize what drives you, what excites you, and what holds you back. It's a process of peeling away the external influences, the expectations of family, friends, or society, and connecting with your authentic self. When you live alone, every choice you make is yours. This independence allows you to explore your preferences without interference. What do you like to eat? What kind of music makes your soul come alive? How do you truly want to spend your weekends? These questions, which may seem trivial, are often overshadowed by the input of others when you live in shared spaces or are in constant interaction. Living alone gives you the freedom to make these choices for yourself, to experiment, and to discover what genuinely brings you joy. It's not just about figuring out what you like, it's also about understanding what you don't. Living alone creates a space where you can observe your own reactions, behaviors, and patterns without outside judgment. You might notice how you handle stress, what triggers frustration, or how you cope with challenges. These observations are invaluable because they give you the tools to grow. When you understand your triggers and reactions, you're better equipped to manage them, to adapt, and to become stronger. Living alone also means facing your fears and vulnerabilities head on. There's no one there to distract you from your thoughts or shield you from your insecurities. This might sound daunting, but it's one of the most empowering experiences you can have. When you confront your fears, you take away their power. The solitude becomes a mirror reflecting back both your strengths and the areas you need to work on. This self-awareness is the foundation of growth. It's where you begin to recognize patterns that no longer serve you and replace them with habits and mindsets that align with your goals. When you're constantly surrounded by others, it's easy to adopt their perspectives, even unconsciously. Living alone removes these influences and allows your own voice to emerge. You start asking the bigger questions. What are your values? What kind of life do you want to lead? What legacy do you want to leave behind? These are questions that require deep thought, and they are best answered in the stillness of solitude. This process of self-inquiry helps you align your actions with your values, creating a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Another significant aspect of living alone is the opportunity to pursue your passions without compromise. Whether it's a hobby, a career goal, or a personal project, living alone gives you the time and space to fully invest in what matters most to you. There are no distractions, no need to accommodate someone else's schedule, and no excuses. This uninterrupted focus is a gift that allows you to deep into your pursuits and make significant progress. It's not just about productivity, it's about passion and fulfillment. Spending time alone also helps you develop emotional resilience. When you live alone, you learn how to handle challenges on your own. Whether it's dealing with a tough day at work or navigating a personal setback, you become your own source of comfort and strength. This resilience doesn't mean shutting people out. It means building a foundation of inner strength that allows you to face life's ups and downs with confidence. The process of self-discovery that comes from living alone isn't just about learning who you are, it's about accepting and embracing that person fully. You learn to appreciate your quirks, celebrate your achievements, and forgive your mistakes. This self-acceptance is a powerful force that radiates into every area of your life. It allows you to show up authentically in relationships, pursue your goals with confidence, and navigate the world with a sense of purpose. Living alone isn't about isolation, it's about connection with yourself. It's about creating a life that feels true to you, free from the pressures of conforming to someone else's expectations. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't just survive in solitude, but thrives in it. When you know yourself deeply, you carry that knowledge into every interaction, every decision, and every challenge. The truth is, the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other relationship in your life. Living alone gives you the time and space to nurture that relationship, to become your own greatest ally. It's a transformative experience that empowers you to live authentically, love deeply, and pursue your dreams unapologetically. And when you do eventually share your life with someone else, you do so from a place of wholeness, not need, because you've taken the time to discover who you are, and that's a gift no one can take away. Living alone is a transformative experience because it fosters self-reliance and builds discipline in ways that nothing else can. When you're on your own, you are fully responsible for every aspect of your life. There's no safety net, no one to pick up the slack when you fall behind, and no one to blame when things go wrong. It's just you and the choices you make. This might sound intimidating, but in truth, it's one of the most empowering opportunities you'll ever have. It's in this environment that discipline is forged and the strength is cultivated. When you live alone, the responsibility for your daily life rests squarely on your shoulders. From paying the bills to cooking your meals, from cleaning your space to managing your schedule, every task becomes a test of your ability to take control. There's no leaning on a partner or roommate to handle the chores you don't feel like doing. If you want something done, you've got to do it yourself. This constant accountability forces you to step up, to manage your time and resources effectively, and to develop a sense of pride in your ability to handle life's demands. Living alone means there's no one around to push you out of bed in the morning, remind you of deadlines, or motivate you to go to the gym. If you want to achieve your goals, it's entirely up to you to create the habits and routines that will get you there. This level of autonomy requires discipline. You learn to set priorities and stick to them, even on days when motivation is low. Over time, this discipline becomes second nature, and you begin to realize just how capable you are. This self-reliance extends beyond daily tasks and habits. It applies to your emotional and mental well-being as well. When you live alone, you don't have someone immediately available to talk you through your problems or offer comfort during tough times. While this can feel challenging at first, it pushes you to develop the tools to manage your emotions and navigate difficulties on your own. You become your own source of encouragement and stability. You learn how to self-soothe, how to process setbacks, and how to keep moving forward no matter what life throws at you. One of the greatest lessons of living alone is the realization that no one is coming to save you. This might sound harsh, but it's a truth that leads to immense personal growth. When you understand that you are responsible for your own success and happiness, you stop waiting for external circumstances to change and start taking action. You begin to set goals, make plans, and execute them with determination. You become the architect of your own life. Living alone also teaches you the value of consistency. Discipline isn't about grand gestures or one-time efforts. It's about showing up for yourself every single day. Whether it's cooking a healthy meal, sticking to a budget, or working on a personal project, the small, consistent actions you take build momentum over time. You start to see the results of your efforts, and that progress fuels your commitment to keep going. This experience also builds resilience. When you face challenges while living alone, there's no one else to solve the problem for you. So you have to figure it out on your own. Whether it's fixing a leaky faucet, managing a financial setback, or dealing with a difficult emotion. Each time you overcome an obstacle, you grow stronger and more confident in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. You begin to trust yourself in a way you never have before. The discipline and self-reliance you develop while living alone don't just stay within the walls of your home, they spill over into every area of your life. You become more dependable at work, more intentional with your time, and more resilient in the face of challenges. You carry yourself with a sense of purpose and confidence because you've proven to yourself time and time again that you can handle whatever comes your way. Living alone forces you to confront the reality that no one is going to harder for your dreams than you. It's a wake-up call that pushes you to take ownership of your life in a way that few other experiences can. You realize that if you want to achieve something, you have to be willing to put in the effort. You have to show up every day, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. This journey is not always easy, but it's worth it. The discipline and strength you build while living alone create a foundation for success in every area of your life. You learn to trust yourself, to take responsibility for your actions, and to push through challenges with determination. You become the kind of person who doesn't wait for opportunities, but creates them. Living alone isn't just a test of independence, it's a masterclass in self-mastery. It's where you learn that the most powerful force in your life is you. And when you harness that power, when you channel it with discipline and purpose, there's nothing you can't achieve. Living alone is a unique opportunity to take full control of your environment and your life. It's a space where freedom isn't just a concept. It's a reality you can shape every single day. This freedom isn't just about doing whatever you want whenever you want. It's about having the power to design a life that reflects your values, passions, and goals without compromise. Living alone gives you the rare chance to experiment with your surroundings, your routines, and your mindset to create a world that truly belongs to you. One of the most profound aspects of living alone is the ability to dictate how your space looks and feels. Whether you prefer a minimalist vibe or a colorful, eclectic setup, the choice is entirely yours. You can organize your home in a way that feels intuitive and comforting, creating an environment that energizes and inspires you. This personal touch isn't just about aesthetics. It's about cultivating a sanctuary where you feel fully at ease, where every corner of your space reflects who you are and what you value. This freedom extends beyond your physical environment to how you spend your time. When you live alone, you are the sole decision maker for your schedule. Want to stay up late working on a project that fuels your passion? You can. Feel like waking up early to watch the sunrise and spend quiet moments journaling? That's your choice. There's no negotiation, no compromise, and no pressure to align your schedule with anyone else's. This autonomy allows you to prioritize what matters most to you without distractions or interruptions. Living alone also gives you the freedom to explore your interests and hobbies on your terms. Maybe you've always wanted to learn to play an instrument, experiment with painting, or dedicate hours to reading books that expand your mind. Living alone creates the perfect environment for these pursuits. You don't have to worry about anyone else's opinion or preferences. You can dive fully into the things that bring you joy and fulfillment. This is your time to explore, to experiment, and to grow. Another incredible benefit of living alone is the ability to create routines that align with your goals and lifestyle. Routines are powerful tools for personal growth. And when you live alone, you have the freedom to craft them exactly the way you want. Maybe you thrive on structure, waking up at the same time every day, meditating, exercising, and tackling your goals with precision. Or perhaps you prefer a more flexible approach, allowing your energy and creativity to guide your day. Whatever works best for you, living alone gives you the space to figure it out and make it happen. This freedom also allows you to focus on self-care in ways that are deeply personal. You can create rituals that nurture your mind, body, and soul without feeling self-conscious or needing to explain yourself to anyone. I want to spend an evening pampering yourself with a long bath, face mask, and calming music? Go for it. Feel like disconnected from technology for a day to recharge? It's your choice. Living alone gives you the opportunity to listen to your needs and honor them fully. Living alone also helps you understand the power of solitude. Solitude isn't about isolation. It's about creating a space where you can hear your own thoughts and connect with yourself on a deeper level. In a world that's constantly buzzing with noise and activity, this kind of quiet can feel revolutionary. It's in this space that you can reflect, dream, and plan. You can evaluate where you want to go without external input clouding your judgment. This freedom doesn't just stay within the walls of your home, it extends to how you engage with the world. When you live alone, you gain clarity about what you truly want, which helps you set boundaries and prioritize your time. You become more intentional about the relationships you cultivate and the opportunities you pursue. You're no longer driven by the need to please others or conform to societal expectations. You're guided by your own inner compass. Living alone also teaches you to embrace the power of choice. Every decision you make, from how you decorate your home to how you spend your days, is an opportunity to express who you are and what you value. This constant practice of making choices builds confidence and reinforces your sense of agency. You begin to trust yourself more, knowing that you have the ability to create a life that feels authentic and fulfilling. Ultimately, living alone is a chance to take ownership of your life in a way that few other experiences allow. It's about more than just independence. It's about freedom to be yourself, to grow, to dream, and to thrive. It's about creating a life that feels like it's truly yours, a life that reflects your passions, your values, and your vision for the future. And that kind of freedom is priceless. Living alone presents an opportunity for profound personal growth because it requires you to confront yourself in ways you might otherwise avoid. When there's no one else around to fill the silence, distract you, or offer validation, you're left with your thoughts, emotions, and truths. This can be uncomfortable, but it's precisely within that discomfort that the most meaningful transformation happens. Growth requires facing what's inside, and living alone creates the perfect setting for that confrontation. In solitude, you become acutely aware of your patterns and behaviors. Without the influence of others, you can't deflect or blame someone else for your reactions. If you procrastinate, if you avoid challenges, or if you struggle with negative self-talk, those tendencies become impossible to ignore. Living alone forces you to see these parts of yourself clearly. But instead of feeling trapped by them, this awareness becomes the foundation for change. When you know what's holding you back, you can begin to address it. Growth often begins with identifying what no longer serves you. Living alone gives you the space to reflect on your habits, relationships, and beliefs. Do they align with the person you want to become? For instance, you might realize that certain routines you follow for years aren't contributing to your well-being or success. Or you might notice that the way you handle stress needs adjustment. Solitude provides the time and clarity to evaluate these aspects of your life without outside interference, allowing you to make intentional changes. One of the most challenging but rewarding aspects of living alone is learning to sit with your emotions. When you're alone, there's no one to distract you from sadness, frustration, or fear. At first, this can feel overwhelming, but over time, you learn to process these emotions in healthy ways. Instead of pushing them aside or relying on others to make you feel better, you begin to understand them. You recognize their triggers, their patterns, and their purpose. This emotional awareness builds resilience, helping you navigate life's challenges with greater ease and confidence. Living alone also forces you to confront your fears and insecurities. Whether it's a fear of failure, a fear of being judged, or a fear of loneliness, these emotions often surface in solitude. But instead of running from them, living alone encourages you to face them head on. This confrontation isn't about eradicating fear, but about understanding it. You begin to see fear not as a barrier, but as an indicator of where growth is needed. Each time you push through a fear, you expand your comfort zone and prove to yourself that you're capable of more than you imagine. Another aspect of personal growth that comes from living alone is the development of self-reliance. Without someone else to lean on, you learn to solve problems, make decisions, and handle challenges on your own. This builds confidence in your abilities and reinforces the understanding that you are capable of managing your life. It's not about rejecting help or isolating yourself, but about knowing that you have the strength to stand on your own when needed. This self-reliance is a cornerstone of growth, providing a foundation for success in all areas of life. Living alone also encourages you to embrace your individuality. When you're not surrounded by others' opinions and expectations, you have the freedom to explore who you truly are. You might discover new interests, passions, or perspectives that you hadn't considered before. This process of self-discovery is deeply empowering. It allows you to step into your authenticity and live in alignment with your values. You stop comparing yourself to others or seeking their approval because you've built a strong sense of from within. The process of growth that comes from living alone isn't linear or easy. There will be moments of doubt, discomfort, and even frustration. But these moments are where the real work happens. Each time you push through a challenge or learn something new about yourself, you become stronger, more resilient, and more self-aware. Over time, you begin to see solitude not as a limitation, but as a gift, a chance to evolve into the best version of yourself. Living alone also provides a space to cultivate self-compassion. As you face your challenges and insecurities, you learn to treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Instead of being overly critical or harsh, you begin to see your imperfections as part of your humanity. This shift in perspective not only helps you grow, but also enhances your relationships with others. When you learn to be compassionate with yourself, you naturally extend that compassion to those around you. In solitude, you have the freedom to explore, to reflect, and to grow without constraints. It's not about being perfect or having all the answers. It's about showing up for yourself every day and committing to the process of becoming. Living alone gives you the space to do this work, to confront what needs to change, and to celebrate the progress you make along the way. And as you grow, you carry the lessons of that growth into every aspect of your life, creating a future that feels authentic, fulfilling, and uniquely yours. Living alone provides a unique opportunity to cultivate self-awareness. When the noise of the outside world fades and you're left with your own company, you begin to truly understand who you are. This journey of self-discovery isn't always comfortable, but it's deeply rewarding. It allows you to identify your values, understand your emotions, and clarify your goals. Without external influences dictating your thoughts and decisions, you're free to dive into the essence of what makes you you. Self-awareness begins with paying attention. When you live alone, every choice you make becomes a reflection of your priorities and desires. Why do you choose to spend your time the way you do? What motivates your actions or holds you back? In the quiet moments of solitude, you're confronted with these questions, and the answers reveal patterns about your habits, fears, and ambitions. Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward greater self-awareness. Being alone forces you to slow down and reflect on your life. In a shared living situation, it's easy to get caught up in the rhythms of others, adapting to their schedules, opinions, and needs. When you're on your own, there's no one to distract you from your thoughts. This solitude creates space for introspection. You can ask yourself meaningful questions like, am I happy with the path I'm on? Or what do I truly want for my future? The answers might not come immediately, but the act of asking opens the door to self-discovery. Understanding your emotions is another critical aspect of self-awareness that living alone enhances. Without the immediate comfort of another person to lean on, you're more likely to sit with your feelings and explore them. What makes you anxious? What brings you joy? How do you respond to stress or failure? When you live alone, you can't easily distract yourself from these emotions by turning to others for validation or comfort. Instead, you're encouraged to work through them, gaining insights into what drives you and what holds you back. This process of emotional exploration helps you develop a greater sense of empathy, not just for yourself, but for others as well. When you understand your own feelings and reactions, you become more attuned to the emotions of those around you. This understanding fosters deeper, more authentic connections in your relationships. But it starts with the self-awareness you cultivate in solitude. Living alone also allows you to explore your passions and interests without judgment. Without anyone watching or commenting, you can experiment freely. Maybe you've always been curious about painting, cooking elaborate meals, or learning a new language. Living alone gives you the freedom to try these things without the fear of failure or embarrassment. This exploration not only adds richness to your life, but also helps you understand what truly excites and fulfills you. Another important aspect of self-awareness is recognizing your limits. When you live alone, you become more attuned to your energy levels, boundaries, and needs. You notice when you're pushing yourself too hard or neglecting self-care. This heightened awareness helps you create a life that supports your well-being. You learn to set boundaries not just with others, but with yourself, ensuring that your actions align with your values and priorities. Living alone also teaches you how to listen to your inner voice. In the absence of external influences, you can tune into your intuition and learn to trust it. This inner guidance becomes a powerful tool for decision-making, helping you navigate challenges and opportunities with confidence. The more you listen to yourself, the more you understand your true desires and ambitions. As your self-awareness grows, so does your ability to take responsibility for your life. You stop blaming circumstances or other people for your challenges and start focusing on what you can control. This shift in mindset is empowering. It reinforces the understanding that you are the author of your own story. With this realization, you can make intentional choices that align with your goals and values. Living alone is a profound teacher because it forces you to confront every aspect of yourself, the good, the bad, and the areas in need of growth. It's not always easy to look in the mirror and acknowledge your flaws or weaknesses, but this honesty is the foundation for meaningful change. Self-awareness doesn't mean striving for perfection. It means embracing your humanity and committing to growth. This journey of self-awareness that begins with living alone is not a destination, it's a lifelong process. As you continue to learn about yourself, you'll discover new layers and insights. You'll become more confident in who you are and more intentional in how you live. Living alone creates the space for this growth to happen, allowing you to cultivate a deeper understanding of yourself and a stronger connection to the person you're becoming. Living alone offers the powerful gift of independence. It's a lifestyle where you're solely responsible for your choices, your environment, and your well-being. This independence isn't just about being physically self-sufficient. It's about developing the mental and emotional strength to navigate life on your own terms. It's about building a foundation of confidence and resilience that carries you through challenges and empowers you to achieve your goals. When you live alone, you take full ownership of your daily life. From managing your finances to maintaining your home, every decision rests with you. This level of responsibility might feel overwhelming at first, but it's also incredibly empowering. You learn to rely on yourself in ways that foster growth and self-trust. Whether it's fixing something in your home, budgeting for your expenses, or making major life decisions, you begin to see yourself as capable and resourceful. One of the most transformative aspects of independence is the confidence it builds. Each time you solve a problem or handle a situation on your own, You reinforce your belief in your abilities. Maybe it's something as simple as assembling furniture or as complex as navigating a career transition. Whatever the challenge, living alone requires you to face it head on. Over time, these experiences accumulate and you develop a quiet confidence that says, I can handle this. Independence also means having the freedom to make decisions without external pressure or compromise. When you live alone, you're not influenced by the expectations or opinions of others. This freedom allows you to explore what truly matters to you, whether it's pursuing a passion, setting personal goals, or simply organizing your life in a way that works for you. You learn to make choices based on your values and priorities rather than trying to please others or conform to societal norms. Another important aspect of independence is learning to handle solitude. Living alone teaches you to be comfortable with your own company, which is a crucial skill in today's fast-paced, connected world. Being independent doesn't mean isolating yourself. It means finding peace and strength in solitude. It means enjoying your own presence, whether you're cooking a meal, reading a book, or reflecting on your day. This self-sufficiency is deeply empowering, as it shows you that your happiness and fulfillment don't depend on anyone else. Independence also fosters resilience. When you're solely responsible for your life, you will inevitably encounter setbacks and challenges. But instead of relying on others to fix these issues, you learn to face them yourself. This resilience doesn't just help you in practical matters, it also strengthens your emotional and mental well-being. You become more adaptable, more resourceful, and more determined to overcome obstacles. Another way independence shapes you is by teaching you the value of self-discipline. Without someone else to hold you accountable, you learn to motivate yourself. Whether it's sticking to a routine, pursuing a personal goal, or managing your responsibilities, living alone requires you to take initiatives. This self-discipline not only helps you stay on track, but also builds a sense of pride in your accomplishments. You realize that you don't need external validation to feel successful. You can achieve that feeling through your own efforts. Living alone also gives you the opportunity to create a life that's uniquely yours. Without the need to compromise with others, you can design your days, your space, and your goals in a way that aligns perfectly with who you are. This level of personalization fosters a deep sense of fulfillment. You're not living according to someone else's script. You're writing your own. Independence isn't just about managing the practical aspects of life, it's also about emotional freedom. When you live alone, you're free to process your emotions in your own way and on your own timeline. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone or adjust your reactions to suit someone else's comfort. This freedom allows you to fully experience your emotions, understand them, and grow from them. Ultimately, living alone teaches you that you are enough. You don't need someone else to complete you or validate your existence. You have everything you need within you to create a meaningful, fulfilling life. This realization is one of the most liberating aspects of independence. It gives you the confidence to pursue your dreams, the resilience to handle setbacks, and the clarity to make decisions that align with your values. As you embrace this independence, you'll find that it extends into every area of your life. It influences how you approach challenges, how you interact with others, and how you view yourself. Living alone isn't just a phase or a circumstance, it's a transformative experience that helps you grow into the strongest, most authentic version of yourself. And that strength, that authenticity will serve you in every chapter of your life moving forward.